smart guy, but everything he learned was in graduate school. He has to come in here, learn everything about this place, gain the trust of people like you. How has he done that? And that's not an easy process.
Well, I'll say this much: you wouldn't know it was a challenge just by looking at him and just the way he carries himself. Very professional, but also very down to earth. Someone who kind of comes into the huddle and takes command, gets the offense settled. So he's really used his seniority to be able to make an impact here and a good impression on everyone. So I'm excited to see what he does for us this week one.
I know he tweaked his mechanics. How different is he as a passer from the spring to where he is now?
I'm not really sure because it's hard for me to really know what's going on in the quarterback room as far as his mechanical and stuff, because you run a route and you turn around and the ball is just there. You don't really see what led up to that moment till the ball was released. But when you look on film, you could just tell his mind's in a better spot. He's more clean with his reads, and he's just on point.
What's it like to be in a huddle with him, Emeka? I mean, Will was talking about it. He gets to sort of like talk to you guys maybe a little bit and stuff, almost like classic football again and stuff. What's your sense of that?
Yeah, I like it. We get a chance to be able to communicate before the play, kind of get our minds right before everything. And as a quarterback, it's his job to make sure he comes into the huddle and takes command of it, and is kind of a field general for everybody. So that's kind of what we're feeling for Will. He's took tremendous command of the huddle, and we're glad to have him at the helm.
What's it like being the old man of the Bears football here?
I mean, it's a huge honor for me, just to be able to kind of look up to the guys who were in the room when I was a freshman and sophomore, and kind of see how I've matured and developed into this new role. I always describe it as the torch being passed down, but that's truly what it is. So when my time is done, I'm going to hand it down to the next person. They're going to continue to keep this legacy of what Zone 6 is.
Did that leadership role come easy for you?
I would say so. I feel like I've been a natural leader my entire life. I've got tremendous confidence from my parents in the way they carry themselves and the way that they raised me. They raised me to, not be afraid to speak my mind and show people the way. So I try my best to be a leader in everything that I do.
What's the Emeka Egbuka leadership style?
I would say mostly lead by example. I just feel if you do everything the right way, it's going to rub off on people eventually. And I would also say that, you kind of have to understand who you're talking to. Certain stuff makes different people tick, so you got to know your guys. If you got to get harder on somebody to make them go, or if you got to kind of relate to them and, pull them aside, have a talk. So I think that all goes into leadership, and you have to be able to, that has to be a skill that you have to be able to develop.
What's been different about Coach Day now that he's a true head coach? He's giving up the play calling duties and all that stuff for Chip Kelly. What's been different about him?
I wouldn't say too much has necessarily changed, but you can tell he has tremendous trust in Coach Kelly and what he's going to do in the kind of the schemes and everything that he's brought into our program. So the fact that he has such confidence in him and his play calling ability makes us tremendously confident. So Coach Day has always been Coach Day, and he's going to continue to stay that way. But I'm glad he's able to focus more on what he needs to focus on.
How does Caleb Downs affect the passing game?
He's kind of a field general in a sense, kind of the quarterback on that side. A lot of people may think it's the Mike linebacker, and we have Cody Simon who does that as well. But Caleb's kind of that for our secondary, kind of make sure things are clicking on all cylinders. And he's just a very cerebral kid, very smart, and he's able to kind of take control of the defense. So make the right calls, make the right checks. So he's definitely annoying for the offense to deal with, but it makes us better.